that new whip. Hey, who's that do trip?
And we're live.
Welcome to Bet Records, where we talk about hot topics, ideas, and all the shit you really want to hear.
Episode 2.59. I really hope I'm accurate on this.
You are right. First time.
The first time we've ever gotten it right on the show. Pretty impressive. Let's just hammer it home, huh? We got a couple guests, frequent flyers. We'll have to get you guys a punch card at this point, but
Yes. When do I get my free sandwich?
Got Pussy Twins, Nico, and Noah. What's
what
going
is the
on?
punch-
Straight out of Milton, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
No, wait. Straight out of Boca Raton, Florida.
Yeah, we were born down the
Florida,
hall
Floridians.
from Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
she was
we
born in
were.
the same hospital as us.
that was pretty cool.
What?
How do you know that?
Did you get our
We
number?
looked it up.
Yeah, we looked it up.
Yeah, the celebrity records are too easy to find. It's kind of weird.
But-
But I do want to know, what's this punch card good for?
One free back rub via Justin.
From Justin. Wow.
I gotta imagine.
I was gonna
JK.
say maybe Q-Tip would be nice, but if it's from Justin, that's fine too.
who
I
gives
feel
a,
like Q-Tip's just got magic hands though.
yeah, who gives a better back rub, J-Cat or Q-Tip?
We might have to do a
We
competition.
might have to
We
figure
might
it
have
out.
to.
Figure it out.
Yes.
I'll
we
take.
have
All right,
to.
I'll let you do my back.
Fans
and Q-Tip
stay, yeah.
can do yours. Okay,
Fans
then
stay
we'll-
tuned on the TikTok. We'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
Yeah, it'd be like some MasterChef type stuff.
But, getting right into it. Big news as of yesterday. So
How big?
It was leaked
Huge.
yesterday.
Huge. It's huge.
Yeah, it's trending all over social media right now. A draft came out for the Supreme Court looking to overturn Roe versus Wade. What do you guys think about that? So, as there's a common misconception saying that it's final. No, it is not final. It's a draft, so it has not been officially overturned. They're looking to do it. So, what do you guys think about that?
Not a huge fan.
I'm not a fan of it either. I will play the hypothetical. Say they do overturn it, right? They do pass the draft. As much as I don't agree with it, like I personally don't agree with it. I hate the thought of taking the life of anything that can't speak or defend itself. I wouldn't be able to do it, but at the same time, I'm still like a devout believer in the government should leave us the fuck alone. Like everybody always bitches and moans that, oh my god, the government puts too many regulations on firearms.
The
They're
government
like,
should
oh,
not
the
have
government
this
should
much
not
control.
regulate firearms this much. Well, then you got to hold that same energy even if it's something you don't agree on, like abortion. The
Yep.
government needs to quit telling people what to fucking do with their lives and how to live it.
But it's an easy solution. They don't have to go right for abortion. I don't think it's a right to be able to kill an unborn child, but I also think there's easier solutions, like make birth control easier to get. Start educating people on safe sex. If condoms are free, birth control should be free as well.
And absolutely. So I actually looked over Roe v. Wade last night because I knew about it, but I never really looked too much into it. So basically what Roe v. Wade is saying is that access to abortion is a constitutional right, which I don't see anything in the Constitution that condones, like saying killing an unborn fetus, which I don't see that in the Constitution, which is the whole thing
Well, yeah,
of Roe
that's
v.
the
Wade.
argument, right? There's like healthcare is a constitutional right. That's pretty well outlined. But how do you classify abortion as healthcare?
Exactly.
Because it's preventable. Certain things are not preventable, which is why it's healthcare, like cancer and stuff like that. But pregnancy is preventable, so that's why I think that if we start funding the things that safely prevent pregnancies, I think this whole topic would go away.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone wants to make abortion this big taboo thing. It's none of our business, none of my business. What anybody decides they want to do with their body, whether it's like a sex change operation or whatever. If you want to get an abortion, that's between you, the father figure, if he's in the picture, and the doctor, and a God if you believe in one. That's the only people that gotta know about it.
And I agree with you there. Like, I'm all for the whole your body, your choice thing.
But at
With
what
the-
point is it the baby's body, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where I draw my restriction there. Like, let's say,
If it's before the first trimester, I'd be like, yeah, like that's fine.
yeah, go for it.
It has to be before the baby can live on its own, I would
But
think.
I think that's part of like the argument with Roe v. Wade though, because
Yeah.
it's so like generic right now, where
Right.
it's just like there is no line, so people are just making shit up as they go, which I think, because if I remember right from looking at it, it's up to the states now as their proposal.
Yeah, which
So
in
they
my
can-
opinion, that should what it be. I
they
don't think the
could
federal
set
government
a
should be in
line.
charge of that.
Yeah, the state needs more power. Like, the state definitely needs more power. And that's kind of what George Washington wrote in his farewell address, how he was, he didn't agree with that two-party system. He knew it was going to cause problems, and I think that's kind of where we're at right now.
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah, he did not agree
he'd
with
be
the
rolling
two-party
in his
system.
grave.
But I thought Republican and Democrat wasn't a thing back in the 1700s.
It wasn't. He just warned everybody against forming a two-party system that he believed it would create civil unrest.
Yeah. And now we got the Green Party, we got the Republicans, we got the
All the other
Democrats.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And they're
over abortion has been a very touchy, debatable, heated argument thing for the past half century.
Right.
Do you guys know about the Army of God?
Yeah.
They're a Christian terrorist organization
Antifa
that
or something.
basically
A religious version of that.
they
yeah.
are far right Christian. Their whole thing is anti-abortion, anti-gay, and they believe in violence against any doctor who performs an abortion and the mother who goes forward with it.
Yeah.
Famous examples of members are Eric Robert Rudolph, who was on the FBI's 10 Most Wanted for the Centennial Olympic bombing back in Atlanta. James Knapp, who was also on the FBI's 10 Most Wanted for murdering a doctor who performed abortions.
Right.
Yeah.
So, the whole abortion thing, it brings religion into it. And once you bring religion into the whole thing, that's where violence will come in.
Yeah, and
Violence
it's
ensues.
one of those things where it's like they're just carrying out these like heinous evil acts in the name of God. And that's what's justifying them.
I actually this morning looked at the Army of God's website. Have you ever looked at it?
It's probably fun.
No, I
It
try to
is-
stay away from shit like that.
Like, I just looked at it because of everything, and like I almost cried
Ignorance
because
is
it was
bliss.
so just vile. Like, they had pictures of aborted fetuses thrown in the trash. It was so hard to look
You gotta
at.
imagine something like that is fake. Like they definitely just like.
But just to look at the photo and think it's a real thing is just kind of gross.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Amen.
It is sad to look at, but I will never condone violence like that.
No. I think that it shouldn't be illegal to abort a child, but I do think there needs to be better. It needs to be better regulated, like weapons. Like they're like all the background checks you have to go to, all the wait lists, all the periods you have to go to with background checks. and
Permit to
stuff like that.
purchase in the state of
Yeah, I
Minnesota.
think like if we held the same energy with guns as we did with abortions, I think that it would be a different conversation, and we'd also probably have to improve the the adoption. We have to do a better job of making the adoption system better. If we had a better place to put these kids to, I think that would be that'd be beneficial.
Yeah.
Yeah, a decent solution,
Right.
at least. Because I don't know how many kids are still out there without
Right.
places, at the same time. But
Right. Like if we had a better. Oh boy.
That's it.
Jesus.
That's it.
Holy
Holy shit.
See, like that's what I don't like.
Aw.
Like when.
He's a contagious puker.
Like, it's...
Did he actually just puke a little bit? Is that what that was? I heard it and I was like,
I saw that.
welcome to the Army
I
of
saw
God.
that this
ladies.
morning, and it was just it was so just disturbing. Like, I don't know how bad it's on the web.
Oh, my palms are all sweaty.
We're experiencing technical difficulties.
You have to clean out for the dog and
The Pussy Twins' minds have been fucked with.
Oh my god, my palms. My palms are so sweaty. Man, come on.
What is going on?
I did it before the gym. I did it before the gym once. Right?
Okay, I think we're gonna move on here.
No. I did it right after the gym, right after he drank his protein shake, and he actually just threw the whole thing up once. It was. Oh, I'm fucking crying, man. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I was like, what is going on?
I don't know that. I don't know how that's allowed on the web.
Palms are sweaty.
But then again, you have
His
to really
knees
do
are
some
weak
digging
too.
for it.
Everything is personal.
So I think we're gonna move on from this topic.
Yeah, let's go to something a little bit lighter.
So this Saturday we have UFC 274 for the lightweight
let's
title
get
main
it.
event. We have Charles Olivera defending his title against the human highlight Justin Gaethje, the knockout king of the lightweight division in the co-main event.
You're just gonna skip predictions or what?
Huh?
You're just gonna skip predictions or what?
Yeah. What the hell are you talking about? I just need to finish.
Oh, okay.
And in the co-main event, we have a rematch. 9 years in the making. Rose Namajunas rematching Carla Esparza, defending her strawweight title. And the people's main event, in the third fight of the main card, we have Michael Chandler taking on Tony Ferguson. Man, this is a banger!
blows my mind that you remember all of this, like just off the top of your head.
Oh yeah, I'm a diehard
That's
man.
pretty.
Yeah,
So-
I appreciate that.
So I'm gonna start from the top with the main event. This one is actually pretty hard between Olivera and Gaethje.
I'm going
because-
Gaethje.
Yeah, I'm
You're going Gaethje?
Gaethje too.
See, that's a really hard one for me because I know if Olivera takes your back, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
He's a good
I think
grappler.
where I have Gaethje winning it is his speed.
Mhm.
I think that he can. I think that if he controls his distance well enough, he can use his speed and his
He's
quickness.
pretty
to
durable too.
He is
I mean, he can
durable.
take a couple
No,
of good
yeah, no
hits.
kidding. But
Yeah, he takes the most strikes out of anybody
Right,
in
that's
the
what I'm
division.
saying.
Colby Covington said it best, you have no brain cells. Which is very true because in an interview one time, back when he was in King of the Cage, I think it was, he even said he's just like, oh, I block all punches with my forehead. Basically,
Yeah.
the guy
There
has
you go.
CTE.
Yeah, that's the hot air. in his
that's
head
one way.
talking.
That's one way to do it.
But so here's my thing
Missing a
is
couple of steps.
with Olivera. Olivera has the most submissions in UFC history. If it goes to the ground or
Right.
Olivera gets his back, Gaethje's in trouble. But Gaethje comes from a wrestling background, so I think he could be able to scramble out of there. But if Olivera hops on his back like he did against Dustin Poirier,
Yeah.
Gaethje's fucked.
Gaethje's fucked.
But here's the only problem with that. If you watched the fight where Michael Chandler won the title, where Charles Olivera won the title against Michael Chandler back in Houston in this month of last year, actually.
Mhm.
Michael Chandler dropped him in the first round, right on the chin. He went right down,
Yeah.
and Olivera was saved by the bell. Came back, first 10 seconds, Olivera knocked him out. Olivera comes in against Dustin Poirier in December. First round, guess what happened? Poirier knocks him down.
Right.
Almost knocks him out. You're telling me if you get hit like that against Justin Gaethje, you're going to be able to survive?
No, absolutely not.
That
Well,
guy,
that's-
that guy has the bomb that was dropped in Hiroshima in his right hand.
a firecracker.
Oh, okay, the Tsar Bomba.
Yeah.
Tsar
The most
Bomba.
diabolical bomb
Well,
by
that-
the Soviet Union that is very destroyed. Okay, Justin Gaethje has
I know.
Justin Gaethje has a powerful right
That's
hand.
Gaethje's game plan, though. I mean, I
Yeah.
guarantee he's gonna dance with him the whole time. He's gonna let him tire. He's gonna let Oliveira tire himself out, because he knows he can't let him get him on the ground. He's gonna keep his distance. He's got good stamina. He's got good speed, and he's durable. He's just
See-
gonna get him tired.
See, I disagree with you there because yesterday on Embedded, Justin Gaethje said, "Oh man, I just want to get in there and get out because I get paid for a fight. I don't get paid for how much time I get spent in the octagon. If I can get you out of there quickly, then I still get paid the same amount if I win all 5 rounds.
I
So I
think-
just want to get out.
I
Get
think
you out of
that's
there
just
quickly.
him talking with his nuts, though. I think he wants to say that, but I don't think that you could go in guns a-blazing on a man who can grapple and who can wrap you up like a spider monkey. I think he's got to play it a little bit smarter against him.
Well, when he went up against the last grappler against Khabib, he obviously lost.
Right, exactly.
One thing that was made noticeable in his fight was the leg kicks he threw against Khabib.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gaethje needs to come out with those leg kicks, really, because
Keep
if you're
him at bay.
if you're gonna be grappling, if
Keep your
Oliveira
distance.
wants to grapple, he needs his legs fully intact. If
Yeah.
his leg is beat up, he's not gonna give it 100.
Yeah, if his
100%
leg
on
is
the
if his
ground.
leg is beat up and he's throwing those leg kicks to keep him at a reasonable distance, he's not going to be able to get to the ground.
So my official prediction.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Justin Gaethje knockout, round 1.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm gonna say round 1.
Bold
That is,
prediction.
yeah.
I'm,
How
I'm
do you
gonna
guys-
say,
Bold move,
I'm
Cotton.
gonna say I'll take it to the third round.
Third round.
Third
Okay.
I was thinking second, but
Co-main event. See, this one is tough because Carla Esparza won the inaugural strawweight title, beating Rose Namajunas at the conclusion of the Ultimate Fighter season. Off the top of my head, I'm not too sure, but they were doing the inaugural title because they were introducing that
Yeah.
weight class.
Yeah.
So they basically said the Ultimate Fighter will be the champion of this weight class, and Esparza got the better of Rose. But this is very different. Rose is different now.
Yeah.
Carla is different. I don't think Zhang Weili should have gotten a rematch. I think they should have just given it to Esparza.
yeah.
She deserves it. I think this one's going to go all 5 rounds.
So,
I think it was.
I really think it would because Esparza, Carla the Cookie Monster, Esparza.
The Cookie Monster.
Yeah, that's her nickname.
Really.
She's tough. She hits like a truck. She can grapple good. I think it'll go all 5 rounds, and I still think Rose will retain the title.
I think she will too.
Yeah.
Grapple well.
that's fair.
Absolutely. And, man. This one I'm not too sure about. We have Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson.
Could go either way.
They
I'm
could
gonna
go
go
either
Fergie.
way.
Tony Ferguson has lost 3 fights in a row, and now there's skepticism if this
Will be his
is,
last fight.
is his last
Yeah.
fight.
See, I think that's what's gonna be the
A good motivator.
yeah.
for
That's
him.
what I think. I know he's the obvious underdog, and I love a good underdog story.
He's the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
He's the favorite, and he's a heavy favorite, too.
Yeah, I think that he's got all the motivational factors on his back. He's got everything going through his head. He's got a good game plan. I'm gonna say he gets it in 2.
Mm-hmm. Tony Ferguson he's a weirdo, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen some of the... I remember you sent me something on Instagram a couple months ago where it was this MMA fight where a guy, like, spun on his back
Yeah.
and then grabbed the guy with his legs and did a leg lock. I was like, that's straight Tony Ferguson right there. Where you just run up, you do, like, this DDT shit and get his... Like, that's Tony Ferguson. He's a
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
weirdo who does weird shit like that.
Yeah, he's unpredictable.
Just athletic.
But
Yeah.
Michael Chandler, man, he's in the prime of his career. Is this it for Tony Ferguson? I don't know. Like, you also have to remember who Tony Ferguson has fought in his last 3 fights. He fought Justin Gaethje for the interim title. That didn't go his way.
No, it did
Not
not.
at all.
Then he fought Charles Olivera
Yeah.
in a 3-round fight.
Mhm.
Went the whole distance. And then Beneil Dariush, who's now top 5. I really don't know how this one's going to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the underdog. I love underdogs, and I think he's got everything going for him right now.
Everybody loves
He's got all the preparation, as you just said, with all the fighters he just fought.
Mhm.
He's went up against every trick in the book. Not to mention that this is his career on the line. I think he's gonna pull something out of his ass for sure.
My prediction, Chandler by decision.
Really?
I think so. Chandler's just... After that fight he put on with Justin Gaethje, even though he fell short, was just incredible.
See,
I don't know if
Put
you guys
some,
watched that.
Just put some money on it then, huh? If he's a heavy underdog.
MyBookie.ag.
Not yet sponsored.
Use promo code BET with 2 T's to get a 0 deposit bonus.
We don't actually have a code, so don't use it. You'll
No, that's why you get 0% bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Yeah. UFC
I feel like an idiot
274.
now.
Catch it at 9 o'clock Central in Phoenix, Arizona. Only on ESPN+.
It's 5 p.m. Eastern, right?
Huh?
Time.
It's 10 p.m. Eastern.
Oh.
Is when the main
So it's
card
9
starts.
9 p.m. Southern.
10 p.m. Eastern. UFC 274 only on ESPN+.
Wait,
What
what is
about
it?
What about pay-per-view?
Or your local streaming.
What about
service.
pay-per-view?
That's it.
Oh,
ESPN
on
is
ESPN.
pay-per-view.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't. Sorry, I didn't get that.
All right. And that's it for UFC. So tune in. Let's do it. All right. So what else we got going on?
NHL
So,
Stanley
yeah,
Cup.
NHL.
NHL.
Alright.
What are you doing? What are you watching over there? How are they doing? Is that the
Penguins
Penguins?
and the Rangers are tied right now, 3-3.
Still, huh?
Still threes.
Yep, still threes. with
Couldn't
7 minutes in the
capitalize.
third. They're playing well. They just can't get a lot of shots off, and the Rangers are basically keeping it in their zone
Yeah.
almost the entire time. But,
Yeah. You know who wasn't playing well the other night? Well, you two probably know more than the rest of us.
Alright, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I went to the Minnesota Wild game last night.
Game 1
Got his
at
money's
home.
Huh?
Yeah.
Got his money's worth.
Did not get my money's worth. I spent yeah,
Absolutely
like I was telling you, Josh. I spent.
What about the entry show?
All right, yeah, okay. The theatrics were lit.
What
They
was
were-
the entry show? The waves
The
on the
light
floor or
thing?
what?
Waves, like the light show, and then like their mascot came out and he started like beating like the Blues logo on the ground with a big hammer and it would like crack and
That's
crack and it
badass.
fell through the ice. It was
Interesting.
sweet. But I spent $180 on a ticket and probably that much for beer while I was there because sports game.
Well, that gets you
Yeah.
like 4 beers.
Yeah,
That's
just
Yeah.
about 4 or 5 maybe. Yeah,
Yep.
and a pretzel. And
Ah,
there it
yeah, I
is.
had to get the
Now
blood.
we're-
That was
now
like
we're
my
getting,
guy.
That was
Um,
a pocket crusher.
They did not. They were not playing wild hockey yesterday.
No.
Like it was not a good game at all. We kind of talked about it before we got on the show. Like the Blues just kept it like stupid simple, right? They stuck to the fundamentals and they played really good hockey, right
Yep.
place, right time. And these dudes who were sitting behind me kept yelling at me like, "Oh my God, pull fucking Fleury! Fleury fucking sucks!" Like he's 2-time Stanley Cup winner, right? He's
Yeah.
one of the best goalies to ever play the game. And they're like, oh, fucking pull him.
Easily a first ballot Hall of Famer. He was the only reason they didn't get blown out by more than they actually
Yeah,
did.
honestly, like I was telling Justin, it looked like he honestly was playing fine. It was just
Yeah.
the only time he ever got scored on was off those weird bank shots where he gets a crazy save and then they had a defender just open
Wingers
in the lane.
weren't covering the
Yeah.
points. Defenders had tunnel vision. They weren't watching the back door. I can't remember what was it. 2 times they left the back door wide open. There was nobody there. You can't leave Ryan O'Reilly wide open in the back door. There's too many chances, too many things to go wrong for the Wild. Yeah.
And again, the
You
Blues
can't
were just
Fleury can't do anything about that.
Yeah, no, the Blues were just playing good hockey. They were, if they were on the right side, they were shooting on the opposite pad, so it would go off the other way, and a guy could catch a rebound. And they scored on it twice.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they did. And the Wild were just trying to do too much like fancy shit, like Kirill Kaprizov, God love him, is trying to do all these like spin moves or like behind the back passes, and nobody's there for it, and a lot of stupid like neutral zone turnovers. It just was not good hockey. So, like they gotta go into the film, and like we were saying, the Wild are not a very experienced team, right? And they're especially not a very playoff experienced team, and so like that's why they started Fleury, because he has experience. Matt Zuccarello has experience, and
Dumba has experience.
Dumba has experience. Like these guys, they need to like all watch the film together and be like, this is what we noticed. And
Ekman Larson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he's from the Coyotes, but he's just a good athlete.
Yeah.
He's got a good mindset. But Kirill Kaprizov has only been in the league not that long, 2 years, right?
Yeah.
2 years, yeah.
2-3 years. Yeah, I mean, he's Raz out there. You can see it. Like, he's not used to the pressure of the playoffs. I think if Kirill just gets to his game, treats it like any other game, he's a star. He's a good player.
Yeah.
I think he just has to focus up a little bit.
Yeah, they all just
I think their game plan needs to be adjusted too, because I saw it a couple times where a couple of the players got like a centering pass. There was one in particular I mentioned it to Justin, but they centered it to Dumba, and he had a wide open shot through the lane, like just him and the goalie from like about 30 feet out, and he just passed it over to like Krill or something like that, and then he just got swallowed up, and they lost the puck.
The confidence wasn't there last night. The boys were not buzzing.
And it's not even the confidence.
Razzed.
They just weren't shooting the puck at all. When they had the opportunity to shoot, they were not shooting.
Trying to look for that one extra pass when you didn't need to.
And on top of that, like a lot of their shots weren't hitting the net. Like the Blues had 29 shots on goal, and the Wild had like 30 something, and God knows how many missed the net. And they also hit the post like 4 or 5 times. You took those 5 shots that, you know, you bring them down or left or right even an inch, and they were going in. But
that was the same problem with the Bruins last night.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah.
had
Same deal.
3 power. Their power play was pathetic last night, but the thing was the Panthers had the best penalty kill in the league last night. But I think they only got 3 shots on goal in those 3 power plays. Like, come on, you got to do better than that.
Yeah,
like you can get that many shots on goal during even strength, but you can't even get a shot on goal for a power
Can we
play.
talk about can we talk about the Leafs and the Bolts too?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
That's gonna be a bracket breaker right there.
It's
The
already,
Leafs took a
it's
shit
already
in their
busting
mouths.
mine.
Yeah.
So like I got the Panthers winning in Game 5 against the Capitals, right?
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Panthers winning Game 5.
I can see that.
Yep, I also see the Bolts winning in Game 5 too.
Oof.
I thought the Leafs were gonna get 1 win.
Oof.
And now they come out yesterday and shit stomp them 5-0.
Yeah.
And I was like, that I did not see coming. I got Carolina winning in Game 7. I got Rangers winning in Game 7.
Oh, someone's a little itchy.
Yeah,
back
man.
there.
Oh, that's like somebody
I
at
was
the
almost
door. What the
knocking.
fuck?
I got the Rangers winning in Game 7.
See that?
Did
And
you
I'm a Penguins fan at heart, right? And that hurts me to say, but I got Rangers winning Game 7. I got Avalanche winning Game 6.
Mhm.
I have the Wild winning Game 7. I don't have any of this. Like
Who are the Avalanche?
Avalanche versus the Predators. Yep.
Ooh, you got
I see
the
that.
Avalanche. At 6.
I got the Avalanche in 6. I against my better judgment, I got the Wild in 7.
Okay.
I have Calgary in 5. And then I have
You have Calgary beating
I have Calgary.
the Oilers.
Yep, Calgary beating. No,
No, they
the
play
Stars.
Stars.
I play Stars.
Stars.
Okay.
Yep. And then I got the Oilers beating the Kings in 4.
Okay. I was gonna say
You got 'em sweeping?
I got them sweeping.
I was gonna say
Really?
you
How'd
had
that go so
Calgary.
far for you?
The Oilers won last night,
The
right?
Oilers
Yeah, they
did
won,
win
but
last
they-
night.
They won in overtime, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think
I didn't
so.
see
I gotta
that.
check it out. I didn't see it either.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Bracket buster.
Yeah. So, fun fact: did you know that the Maple Leafs?
Oh
have
nope!
not-
All right, bracket busted. Kings won 4-3. And
They did.
Damn.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Did you know that the Toronto
That's a
Maple
bummer.
Leafs
GG.
have not won a playoff series since 2004?
Jesus.
And if they do not win this season, they will hold the record for longest time without winning a Stanley Cup. 55 seasons.
Who held that originally? Was that the
The
Penguins?
New York Rangers.
Oh, the Rangers.
And let me just say, that record is fucking hilarious.
Oh, we're talking about Stanley Cup, not playoff wins.
Well, and playoffs. Actually,
Right,
I'm not
yeah.
sure on playoff series because the longest record is actually an active record, which
They just
Rangers,
scored.
yeah,
Just
Rangers
scored.
just scored, but like
They
the
charged
Smith just
the
got
goalie.
the Smith got ran.
so a current record that now holds the record is longest playoff drought without making the playoffs, and that's the Buffalo Sabres.
Okay.
They have not made the playoffs in 11 years,
Holy smokes.
so they have the record now.
Mm.
And that is kind of all right. I'm a little bit of a troll and I'm a hater, so
no.
that's exactly why I was rooting against the Bengals to not win a playoff game this season because 1990 haven't won a playoff game. That is hilarious.
Yeah, nobody was even able
The
to.
Chicago Cubs, 108 years
Yeah.
without a World Series. I was rooting against them. Why? Because that is
Yeah,
hilarious.
the last time
You
the-
just deserve to be sad for the rest
Yeah,
of your life.
The last time the Bengals won a championship, nobody could text
phones.
about it. Yeah,
No
nobody could
text.
text anyone about it.
All right,
But
so,
Did they charge him? Where's the goalie on that play?
so right now they're revealing to see because
Oh, yeah,
he
dude.
drove the crease, and they're gonna probably argue that Dumoulin was pushing him from the back, but he really wasn't. He was following
Goalie
up, so he
interference, yeah.
So he's going straight to the crease, and he ends up making contact with DeSmith first. So I'm hoping they're gonna.
Overturn the.
Yeah, here's another thing though. Marc-Andre Fleury has broken a sports record in total as making the most consecutive playoff appearances in sports history. It's like his 16th straight
Yeah,
playoff
take that.
appearance.
Right? Wow.
Yeah,
Man,
and it's,
Man, if he was in Vegas,
he
that would
makes
have been
contact
snapped.
first.
yeah, no kidding.
Almost
Yeah,
looks like his
and it
own
almost
juice
was
pushing
snapped when he went
That's
to
kind of what they're probably going.
when he went,
Chicago.
yeah, when he
Yeah.
went to
You can tell
Chicago.
by his angle that he's driving into the net even without.
But yeah,
the
no,
contact of
he
Dumoulin.
now has the record for most consecutive playoff appearances in any sport in professional history.
Jeepers.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
as a Bruins fan, I'm just going to be honest. I don't think the Bruins are going to win
Yeah, I think
against the Hurricanes. After watching
I don't think they will.
that last night, they just don't look like they have it. My biggest reason why I don't think that they're going to move on is because of the goalie situation.
Yeah,
They,
Who is their
they're
goalie?
both their goalies are too young.
yeah.
Swayman and off the top of my head, I don't know the other guy's name.
That's bad if you don't know his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, but I do know Swayman.
That's okay.
He didn't play last night, but
Oh,
it's
I
just the
didn't.
goalies are too young right now,
Yeah.
and they don't have the playoff
names.
experience. They haven't built a name for themselves. I just don't think a goalie like that can go on and
Yeah.
win a Stanley
Yeah, I'm right
Cup.
there with you. I don't think Leonard's the answer for Vegas either. I never thought
No
it
goal.
was.
They waved it off.
Oh, there
They
you go.
waved it off. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
I,
didn't cut you off.
no, I don't think Leonard is the answer for Vegas. He's got the mobility of like a three-legged dog in water. He just looks like he swims in circles. You know?
me and Olsen were talking about that on the way to the Wild game yesterday. That I think Robin Leonard's going to be gone.
I think he will. I think
Yeah,
they got to
that's
replace
true,
Logan Thompson's this new kid. He's from the Henderson Silver Knights, the farm team. He's a stud. I love him. He's great. He's quick. He's good with the glove. Logan Thompson, mark my words, is the goalie for Vegas.
It's awesome.
Fair enough. He's
Fair
still
enough,
going to be
yeah.
no Flurry, but I mean.
No, that's like
And then
comparing
again,
apples
yeah,
and oranges,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
You can't
that's-
compare anybody
yeah.
to Fleury.
Fair enough, yeah.
It's rough.
So who do you
Rough
have winning
stuff.
your bracket?
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even talk about that. Yeah, so I got Panthers winning, and then I got the Bolts winning, right? And I think if those two teams end up going, I think the Panthers are still going to beat the Lightning. I think the Rangers are going to beat the Hurricane. I think.
Oh, you think you're picking the Rangers over the Penguins?
I am picking the Rangers over the Penguins.
Okay.
Yep. I hope I am.
You hope.
I hope I'm
you're dead
disappointed.
wrong.
I hope I am disappointed that the
Yeah.
Rangers don't win. I got the Avalanche beating the Wild in the second round, and then I got Calgary beating the Oilers,
Okay.
and then so after that, I got Calgary losing to the Avalanche, and then I got where else am I? I got Hurricanes beating.
The Rangers,
Yeah, Hurricanes beating the Rangers. Panthers beating the Hurricane, and so I got.
Panthers, Avalanche in the finals.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
See,
gonna say Avalanche.
can I still
Say
fill out a
Who you got
bracket?
Huh?
Panthers upset.
I got Panthers winning. Yep.
upset. No.
So
I picked it. I didn't really.
can I still make a bracket?
I think you
no,
can do
no.
one like personally, but I don't think you can actually submit anymore.
Okay, like I don't
Right.
care.
Since
Like
the
I'll
game
still
has been
make one.
played.
Yeah.
I
Because
can
in
find
all
that.
honesty, I think the Oilers might go all the way this year.
I just think they're gonna choke. Them and the Leafs, they always choke in the first round.
But I've just seen something on social media. They have like this cancer kid, and they're like 9-0 at
Cancer
home
kid.
whenever he's in attendance.
I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
So they get
Like something
season
like that
tickets
is
or
kind of
what?
story.
Something like that.
Something like that's kind of a story like the Blues.
Yeah. Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm rooting for that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want my Bruins to win, but they just did not look good
I don't
last
think.
night.
Yeah.
I just don't see them going all the way. It
Yeah.
takes a real fan to admit when it's
No,
not
absolutely,
their
and
year.
like again, like I'm a Penguins fan first. I've been living in Minnesota long enough to where I like the Wild. I do.
And how are you a Penguins fan? You never lived in Pittsburgh. You lived in Philly.
Lived
but-
in Philly, yeah, but like I went to a Flyers game, not a place for kids, and then we also
Well, duh.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
no Philly games.
We also did a
That's for kids.
hockey camp with like Penguins players
Oh,
and
that's
staff.
Mm.
Yeah, that would coach us. And I was like, fuck it, I'm a 9-year-old me. I'm a Penguins fan now.
You know I met Nick Bonito.
Really?
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, I have
did
a
not know
picture with
that.
him in the Stanley Cup when he came to Avon.
Oh, that's
Ballpark.
sick.
So that's
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
went to school.
There's a
I'm
Picture.
friends with him on Facebook, actually.
that's
I mean, he doesn't post shit,
Well,
but
yeah, but
yeah.
fair enough. There's a picture of me floating around somewhere where I'm
with
like,
the Stanley Cup.
yeah, knee high to a grasshopper with the Stanley
And me
Cup.
and Josh were actually talking last night. I was telling him a little history about the Stanley Cup. And I was basically telling him, that trophy has been around for over 100 years. So, like, he was, like, asking about the engravings and all that. So
Yeah.
he's basically asking, so they engrave what happens when they run out. You just take one
Add
of
another
them.
layer.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
And then you're just like, where did they go? Have you ever been to the Hockey Hall of Fame in
Yep.
Toronto?
Mhm.
If you go into the vault, they just put them right up on the wall. They actually replaced it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
The first one to go on there was the Capitals, which I thought was weird is, remember the lockout in 05?
Yeah.
They still engraved it on there.
I'm
They just said,
13
not
13
awarded.
years old.
Yeah.
You just wasted some room on there.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
13 years old.
My God.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I had like my
So,
Flyers jersey and stuff.
One
on
thing about
mine.
the Stanley Cup is actually the bottom section is the newest part. The
Yeah.
top is what's
Right.
the
Didn't
oldest.
someone break
Yeah.
it like 2-3 years ago or something?
No,
Bowl
no, that
fell
was
off
the
or
Super Bowl
something?
trophy.
Oh, that's
yeah.
That was Rob Gronkowski using the trophy as like a baseball
Bro, you
bat.
remember when
That's
what's
thought
his
someone
name
dropped
from
on the
Badgers?
ice,
And there's a
too.
dent in
Okay.
it still.
Oh
Really?
What
yeah.
did he break?
That was Graham Mertz. It was they had just won like it was like some like diamond looking football, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
dropped it and it broke. It shattered.
Quarterback for
That was-
Wisconsin. Badgers.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that
Yeah.
video actually.
Yeah.
My buddy Keanu sends me the fucking video on Snapchat, and I'm just like, what the fuck
Silence.
did he do?
I was like jaw dropped. I was like, you dropped a NCAA trophy.
That's me with Nick Bonito on the Stanley
Oh,
Cup.
that's sick.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
pretty
there you go.
cool.
How does
So-
it feel to live my dream?
So basically, the top of the Stanley Cup has been awarded since 1897 or maybe even before that. And before that, like you look at the pictures, it was just that tiny little thing. But
Yeah.
as like the NHL formed, 1927, it started to build on. I think it was the modern era. The first team to win the cup was the Ottawa Senators,
Right.
but that wasn't the Ottawa Senators that we know today.
Yeah.
That was a franchise that was only around for about 20 years. They folded, and then the Ottawa Senators we know today have only been around for 30 years, I
Yeah.
think. So they can't lay claim to it because
Right,
that wasn't
right.
their organization.
Yeah. Who won the
But
first Stanley Cup? The Seattle Metropolitans, right?
That-
Is that right?
that was the
The
Challenge
Seals?
Cup era.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Challenge Cup era.
The
right.
Seals.
Like the
Yeah.
official NHL we know today was the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah.
They beat the Boston Bruins.
Yeah. No, it was the Challenge Cup was the Seattle Seals, wasn't it?
It was the Seattle Metropolitans.
Oh, they were the
Yeah, the
Metropolitans. I
Seattle
thought they were the
Metropolitans.
Seals.
And
No,
like
you're
the
getting that
beginning of everything, it was the Montreal AAA.
What's that?
The Montreal AAA was
Oh,
the
yeah,
beginning
yeah,
of it
yeah,
all,
yeah.
basically. And I was actually looking online. So the Maple Leafs, the original 6, those original teams. So all those arenas are gone except for Maple Leaf Gardens.
Yep.
It still stands today, but it's
Like a museum
but
yeah,
or something?
no,
or what?
it's a mall.
It's a mall.
Oh, really?
But at the
Weird.
top of it, they renovated it. And it's a college
Oh,
hockey
okay.
rank.
So
Weird.
yeah, it was the California Golden Seals
yeah.
that were added. They were based out of Oakland, California, in the expansion in 1967.
Oh
I don't know
my
why I thought maybe they did win a Stanley Cup, but I don't know why I thought
They weren't.
they were
They were only around for like what?
3 years, I think.
Yeah.
They weren't that. Yeah.
Oakland, California.
Oh yeah, it was 9
Yeah.
years. Sorry. Yeah, no, 67
Their
and
jerseys were
76.
disgusting.
They're funny though. There's like I mean, they were
Seals.
like if
That
any.
looks like a bird to me. That looks like a bird.
Yeah, I mean, hold on, let me pull this up.
I
Yeah,
mean-
that's the California Golden Seals.
Yeah,
right?
that's
That's a
gross.
seal.
I
It's
guess
a
so.
seal. It looks like a bird though.
I thought it was a fish.
Like I see the whiskers. Like I don't know.
I don't know, but so Maple Leaf Gardens. Here's the funny thing. I was watching a video on it last night. So where center ice used to stand, you're in the mall, and you're shopping for cat food. Oh, here's cat food. You turn around. Oh, that's where center ice used to be. There's a dot right there, and it's right in front of the cat food section.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but so they basically gutted the inside, how big it was. They like sectioned off a third of the top and turned that into a hockey rink for the local college team in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
And the rest underneath is a shopping mall.
Weird.
That is weird.
I feel like that would be pretty hectic because I mean you have the parking for the mall people, right, and then you have the
Yeah.
games too. Yeah, they're not as big as an NHL game, right? But you still have
But
double
it's-
security almost,
It's in
right?
downtown Toronto.
How do you
though.
insulate that though? How do you insulate an entire ice rink on top of a
They
thing?
had-
Yeah,
I watched the whole
Something
process. It
nuts.
was
Yeah.
complicated.
That's
Damn.
ridiculous to me.
that's pretty crazy.
You
Actually,
know, they
Like-
probably got a bigger fan base than Coyotes though.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you're not prepared.
Yeah, but put it like this: the Maple Leafs haven't won a cup since the Coyotes have been a team. So,
Right.
cry me a river.
how often are there new teams that come into NHL? Because you guys were talking about the expansion drafts, and that
Yeah.
happens pretty frequently in the MLS, just because it's so
So,
new.
yeah.
But what about NHL?
So before Vegas, it wasn't really it wasn't before the Atlanta Thrashers relocated. But if
Yeah.
we're talking
Winnipeg.
expansion, you're going back to 2003 when the Wild came in, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Okay,
I think those were the only two teams that came in because I know the Panthers came in about '97,
Something like that.
and who was it? Where did the Avalanche? They were the Quebec,
The Quebec
Notre
Nordiques.
Dix.
Yep.
They relocated to
Nordiques.
Colorado.
Nordiques.
Nordiques.
They're the Nordiques.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
And so Quebec relocated to Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
The first year they were in the league, they won the cup,
damn.
Oh.
Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
and they beat the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, they're just trying because like hockey's like as much as I hate to say it, it's like a dying sport. Like not too many people are invested in it. So I think this is the NHL's way of trying to get people excited about it again.
I think hockey's
Yeah.
more popular than it's ever been. In all honesty,
I agree with him.
Well, yeah, they've done enough expansions now where people are getting excited about it. But I think like right now the thing that's killing hockey is the reffing. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that games would be a lot better if they were able to, because they always miss calls and stuff like that. That's the biggest thing people are upset about. So I think that if they add a rule where the coaches can challenge a missed penalty, I think that'll help a lot of people with their anger and everything like that towards the refs. So like say there's like a missed slash and like a team wants that penalty. They can challenge because there's coaches challenges in hockey now. They can challenge the play, and if there was no slash, if the refs ultimately determine there's no penalty, it should be treated like any other missed
lose a
challenge.
timeout.
So-
they get a 2-minute game misconduct penalty.
See, my only thing with that is, if you were to call every single thing you see, it would slow down the pace of the game. I think as a ref, some little thing you have to let
Well,
go.
that was the
Well,
biggest
yeah.
problem last
Yeah.
night. Is like I saw, in the Toronto Lightning game, like they were letting them play hockey. They were getting into fights. They were letting them scrum for a little bit. They were letting them play hockey. I think what the refs need to do is like recognize that it's speaking of
It's a contact
it's a
sport.
contact sport. It's a physical game, and now it's the playoffs. Tensions and intensity. It's
Yeah.
gonna be high. Let them play hockey. If they shove and they bump a little bit, fine. But they were shit that you would hear in the regular season where someone gives them like a little shot in the back. Looks like a cross check, but he's just in front of the net. The defenseman's letting that guy know that he's there. They're calling shit like that cross checking yesterday.
You gotta let that
Yeah.
go.
Let that go.
And I
right?
think
Exactly.
a lot of it though right now is like player safety. I think the refs recognize that they're going to be playing a couple consecutive
Yeah.
games against the same season. They don't want anything to boil over because they know if they start letting that little stuff go, they're just going to keep escalating, and then somebody's going to get hurt.
I get it, but then where's the line?
Right,
You know?
exactly. No, and I'm not saying that I disagree with any of this because like we played hockey our whole life. I know it's a violent sport, and I'm all for like gritty hockey. But I think the refs are just trying to do their best job to make sure that in the 7 games, nothing crazy happens.
What I don't like about hockey today is that there's no such thing as an enforcer anymore. I just wish there isn't as much fighting as I used to see, because that can calm the tension between the teams. And I remember my dad growing up would always tell me the stories about the big bad Bruins of the 70s and the 80s. The Broad Street Bullies, all those guys. You don't want to get on the ice with them. Like, I kind of wish I was alive for that period.
Yeah.
You know, when the Bruins fucking jumped into the stands of Madison Square Garden. Mike Milbury beat up the guy, beat up the fan with his own shoe and then threw it on the ice.
That's entertaining.
And then the guy went home with one shoe.
Yeah, but that's not hockey, though.
That's
entertaining.
But that's entertainment.
That's borderline assault.
That's almost UFC right there.
Yeah, they got charged with that. That is assault. That's not hockey. As fun as it is,
but it goes down in history.
It does, but it's not hockey.
I agree. But you remember guys like Ty Domi, Bob Probert.
Domi was a fucking rat, and I hate him.
But you wouldn't want to fight him on skates.
No,
I'm 5'9". Of course I'm not going to want to fight him.
In his prime, if you were in the NHL. Like, I just miss that enforcer.
That guy would
like let's say somebody comes from behind and fucking cross-checks Sidney Crosby from behind, and enforcer comes up, you're gonna fucking do that to our best player. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
That still
I
happens
miss
now.
that.
You still see stuff now.
Yeah.
Where
But like full on, like just all right, mano-y-mano, helmet off,
You see
gloves off.
You can't
let's
take the
do
helmet
this.
off anymore.
No,
But like,
You have to take.
if
the
I was in
helmet
the
off.
NHL when Ty Domi was in there and my coach tapped me on the shoulder to go out there when he was on the ice, I'd be like, yeah, no, not me, coach. I'm good.
What if your name was Doug Glatt?
Doug Glatt, hey, man.
I thought it was. I think his real last name was actually Smith.
He's a
Doug Smith.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It was some crazy white shit.
Or you were the Hanson brothers.
Noah and I got compared to the Hanson brothers all the time growing up. Just because we had long, disgusting hair. It was hilarious.
That's what I went as for Halloween my senior year of high school.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of, I was at the Wild game. You know, no shit. I was
We
at the
already
Wild
talked
game.
about
Right. No, when I was at the Wild game, they did like a mascot guessing contest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was the Chiefs mascot. Chick had no idea what it was, and I was like, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna find you, I'm just gonna educate you real quick.
Do you remember, Josh, when we went to the Wild game like 4 years ago, and they were playing the Bruins?
Yeah.
That's why I invited you, and they did a whole thing in the second period. Can you name all these actors from Boston? Like, they're so nice. They're recognizing Boston. Ah, Minnesota, nice.
Fuck Boston. Nobody likes Boston.
Hey, what the fuck are you talking about, kid?
I do not like Boston.
There
You
it
guys
is.
are a bunch of beer drinking motherfuckers at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. Look at that. Nobody in the room
Hey.
likes Boston.
You're
Everybody-
saying that, but you're from fucking Wisconsin, buddy. You
Everybody
guys are
on
the
the-
drunkest state in America,
Yeah,
buddy.
but at least we don't beat our spouses. Actually, that's a lie. Domestic
Whoa.
No, when the Packers lose, domestic violence goes up in Wisconsin. That is a fact. I can't even dispute that. What? You look it up. Look it up. Domestic violence goes up when the Packers lose.
I don't doubt
promise
it.
you.
We got a bunch of Amber Heards in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh,
No, but at least like you guys from Boston just sound like trash.
I mean, I'm not from Boston.
No,
so.
I know you're not. But Boston people, I'm sorry if there's any people from Boston listening to this podcast, but you guys sound like assholes.
Why do they sound like assholes?
Because they're
So
just
my
like-
dad's an asshole. is
I
what
was
you're
just
saying.
gonna say.
So my dad's an asshole.
No, because he doesn't.
My
sound-
dad will give you the business, buddy.
I know he won't. I have so much
You
respect
hear
for your
his
dad.
Boston accent
It's
coming out?
now.
Yeah.
He's not from Boston.
No, I have so
Hit
much
a
respect
chord.
for your dad, but you guys just sound like not you guys. People from Boston.
Yeah, what do you mean you?
No, yeah, you people just are so unintentionally sarcastic. It's impossible to have a conversation with you guys.
Oh yeah, don't you know?
I'm not from Minnesota.
You don't even
Wisconsin.
Okay, all right, buddy.
I thought don't you know is Wisconsin.
No,
more of
that's
a Midwest.
Minnesota.
That's just the Midwest.
What about excuse me?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Here we go. Study from 2012. To put this into terms, when the Packers lose a regular season game, there is a jump by 10% in domestic violence
Yeah.
calls.
Oh,
But
yeah.
when they lose to the Vikings, it is boosted by 20%.
Oh my god.
I told
Yes.
you. Wisconsin.
Go Vikings, let's win this
I
game.
guess, yeah. Fuck
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, I'm not a Wisconsin.
Kind of feel
No,
bad if we beat the
it's
Packers
no
now,
fun.
honestly.
Yeah, I know,
Someone's
Jesus.
getting beat that night.
Keep
huh?
my roots in Philadelphia. It's
JK.
not much better,
Yeah.
but
Your dad followed me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I know. I
connected.
watched
You
it.
Connected,
idiot.
whatever.
Connected with you on
Did you guys
LinkedIn?
know that I wished his dad a happy birthday before he did?
Wow.
What do you mean? You went on Facebook, he didn't see it.
It's timestamped.
I called him,
It's timestamped.
and he answered me
Doesn't
before
matter. It's
you.
timestamped.
Receipts.
Because
Yeah, I got the
brought
receipt.
it up.
I got the receipt.
You're a bad
No.
son.
Yep, that's on.
Are you kidding me?
Did any of this? Am I a liar? In all the years that you've known me, have I ever been a liar?
He's not calling you a truther.
That was our senior quote.
Wait,
That was
wait.
our senior quote.
Where was
in
the
high school.
lie?
Really?
Where was the
That's
lie?
funny.
Like, I was in the process of FaceTiming my dad. It was ringing. And Josh like, whoop, posted it to his Facebook. And he said, thank you, son. And he's like, Josh's like, I posted it. And he's like, I haven't seen it yet. I'm like, ha, gotcha, bitch.
Still
Yikes.
timestamped.
Yeah. Oh, good lord. Loved. No.
Why, do you want him as your dad?
Sure, let's trade.
He was
Were
a
you saying
cool.
something about your dad?
No.
He just likes your dad a lot.
I'm disappointed.
Your dad's real fun to drink with at MCs.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Dude, we're gonna get so fucked up with Dean and Char this week.
Oh,
Please,
yeah.
he has to have his wedding ring on.
I want your daddy too.
So,
Whoa.
It's a TikTok audio. I'm not sus.
When's he coming up?
should we,
Thursday.
Justin, should we go back to Howie's?
I'll come back with a pair of brass
Wait,
knuckles.
what happened at Howie's?
Holy smokes, dude.
So basically, we were playing pool, and I went to get another drink. I go back to like where we were playing pool,
Yep.
and Josh was like on the side of the table, on table one closest to the wall.
Yeah.
And like this big guy, like on steroids, I could see the injection marks.
It was,
Fucking,
it was
like-
probably heroin.
fucking,
but-
like,
Yeah, that's a
bumps.
problem.
That's
He, like,
definitely
fucking-
heroin. You put Tren in your ass.
He like
You're out
fucking
of
bumps
high.
Josh. I saw it. And you said to him like, "Well, that was kind of rude." He's like, "I don't give a shit."
Yeah.
This and that.
Okay, tough
yeah,
guy.
and then he just went on.
I guess manners aren't cool anymore. Fuck.
And then later, so the girls started playing, and I think Viri went to get a drink or something like that. And then, so Jordan was playing Viri, and so Jordan's sitting there talking to me while she was playing. These 5 guys come up to us, and they ask me, hey, are you guys playing pool? I'm like, oh, yeah, we're playing pool right now.
Okay.
And then I just kind of look away and continue my conversation. And then he immediately turns to Jordan, hey, are you guys playing pool? And she's like, yeah, we're playing pool. And then, like, she looks at me again, and we start talking. He looks at me again and asks, why are you going to play pool? And I'm like, dude, we're fucking playing. Fuck off.
We're having a conversation. How
And
are
then
you
he's
gonna-
like, well, why aren't you fucking playing then? And he just does this whole spat. And then this buff motherfucker chimes in, starts like calling out Jordan, and she ends up leaving and like crying out of the room.
Oh my
She fucking
God.
hit the guy
Yeah,
with the pool.
like-
Yeah, she hit him with a pool stick.
Go ahead. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
absolutely. How are you gonna you're gonna be
Oh
a
my
tough
God.
guy
Yeah,
for
he's like-
talking to Viri like that? She's 5'0", 90 pounds, soaking wet.
No,
I wasn't
talking
very
to
talking
Jordan.
to Jordan.
Jordan.
Oh, okay. Well, still.
Still,
I know,
like,
still.
But like you're.
And
a
low
tough
key to
guy,
that buff guy, I
what an
wanted to
asshole.
scream at him and say, "Hey, dude, see those 2 girls over there? They're not gonna sleep with you just because you're acting like a tough guy."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, when
let's
did-
be honest here.
When did manners go out the window?
But
This
dude,
is
it was like a
ridiculous.
whole thing. So yeah, we left after that.
I
But
would've.
holy smokes.
You know,
They were just heckling you on the way out. I'm like,
Yeah, dude, I was like, what a bunch of
like, what the
douchebags.
fuck is your problem, dude?
all that money just to
Fuck off.
all that money just so a skinny guy like me can pull out a 9.
Nicholas.
What?
In all honesty,
Hey, he tries to.
in all honesty, I wish I had a gun just to like be like, dude, you need to back.
No, you
up.
can't
That's,
do that.
That's a
still-
little
that's-
excessive.
Yeah,
There's
that's assault.
multiple
Even
steps
if you have a
can
conceal
take.
and carry.
If you have a concealed carry
cannot
and you
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
present
can't.
it
You
without,
can't threaten people.
Yeah, you
But
can't
if I'm
threaten.
being threatened,
No,
like, and
yeah,
I feel like
you
my
have to-
life is in danger,
You
and
have
I'm
to prove.
scared.
There's
So
no-
in the state of Minnesota,
Yeah.
you have to be beyond the point of no retreat. You know,
Yeah.
and so there's a lot.
We
more
were cornered.
It doesn't matter. There's a lot more
We were
things.
cornered.
It doesn't matter. There's a lot of more things that you can do to de-escalate the situation.
Yeah.
He's making forward, threatening advances. Like he's white knuckling, he's screaming, he's yelling, he's making verbal threats and shit. Like if he's just saying like, I don't fucking care if that's rude or whatever. That you cannot present.
Yeah,
The firearm.
Yeah,
That's
you have
assault.
you have to be like physically. Your life has to physically be in danger.
Yeah. So being cornered is a good start,
Yeah.
right? But now let's say this guy's making forward advances and making verbal threats, and now you have multiple witnesses saying that, and now he's coming at you, raising fists.
We were cornered by like 4 people.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, then like, you know.
Yeah, I wasn't
They-
there.
At
but-
any
really do-
second, they could just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no stand your ground law in Minnesota. You can't just whip something out. I mean, it's a weird system.
Yeah.
But it's a good system because it prevents people from just like pulling weapons out left and right.
Basically, like, I didn't want to get in a fight because, one, there was multiple people around. Because
Right.
here's the thing, you don't get in a fight in a bar because you don't know. If you do swing on the guy, you don't know who's going to come up behind you and do
Right.
that. So I'm like,
Yep.
bro, if you have a problem with me, let's step out. No, actually, I shouldn't say that because when someone says step outside, you're probably gonna get shot.
Let's step in the ring, baby.
Yeah.
Put on the gloves.
Put
It's
my
like-
predictions in.
I mean, but like fighting is like it's just so primitive.
It
Like,
is.
And here's my thing, like, I don't even like jawing at people.
right.
You
Because-
can't in St. Cloud. You really don't. You're gambling.
Like, I hate when
pretty hard.
I hate when people like just are all talk, no walk. I'm like, if you have a problem with me, say I want to fight you. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Like, if you're just gonna sit there and talk shit to me, I'm like, dude, you are such a fucking pussy.
Right.
Yeah,
If you genuinely have a problem with me, let's fucking do it. Stop just like running your mouth at me.
right.
Well, I got
You're
into-
not gonna beat me.
I got into a
running your
fight like 2 weeks ago, and some dude wearing a Dumba jersey because
Yeah, that was dumb.
fucking stupid.
mouth. Like a fist.
Like a fist fight? Fisticuffs?
About to be.
No, it was like a verbal.
I was there.
altercation.
It was
Yeah.
verbal, and he was like sitting there like he Max. He was like sitting there like with like one hand right here by his waistband, the other one like down low, and like me and Noah are just like walking down from MC's to the Loon, and we see one of his work buddies go by, and we start like playfully talking shit. We're just like, oh hey yo, this guy, you know, and then he goes towards MC's, we're going toward the Loon in opposite directions, and homeboy's sitting by himself smoking a cigarette, is just like, when are you gonna hit puberty? And I was like, fucking excuse you? He's like, when are you gonna hit puberty, dude?
Sorry, I didn't know this.
And he's
concerned
like wearing a Dumba jersey. And I was like, all right, hey, sit the fuck down. Your jersey's missing a couple S's, asshole, or dumbass. And yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's intelligent.
I like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
yeah.
one.
And then he's got like long hair and a beard now. And then he like stands up and like gets in my face. And I was like, hey yo, Jesus, calm down. That haircut ain't gonna help you get nailed. Didn't like that one either.
I would assume probably not.
Yeah, and so anyway, he just looks at me. He goes, "Grow up." And I was like, "You want me to grow up? You're the one who started this. You were not in this conversation even from the get
I was
go."
messing with a couple of friends from work, and he just like decided to chime in, and then he's ultimately decided he didn't want the smoke, and for a good reason.
For a good reason. Yeah, he like started backing up, and I made one more step toward him, and he took one bigger step back. I'm like, "That's what I fucking thought." I wasn't even drinking. Like this is like he was probably hammered, but this is a purely like sober act of like, you know what? I'm done. I don't know. I just boiled over that time. I was like, fuck it.
Because it was
Yeah.
just pointless. Like, it was like, I don't know, it was dumb.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Like, I was just like, are me and Noah gonna step in to help Nico, or are we gonna step
Well, no,
in to
'cause
pull Nico off this
Yeah.
guy?
No, that's
That's what
I
was gonna
worried
end up
about.
happening. Like you would have had to.
Yeah, because that's why I started
And
yelling
save
at the guy,
him
because I knew
from you.
No person's gonna want to 1v2 somebody unless they got an extensive fighting experience, and this dude was swimming in a medium hockey jersey, so I knew he was. Yeah, I was like, the dude's not gonna want to 2v1 anyway.
It's 2022. It's normal for men to wear dresses.
Yeah, you're right.
True.
Yeah, and then I started saying like, "Hey, have fun when the Wild get their shit rocked in round one of the playoffs." Meanwhile, here I am saying they're gonna win it.
With the Penguins
Hypocrite-ass.
losing.
Penguins are gonna lose. I have suspicion that they will. I don't know. We'll see. They're in overtime right now.
OT, huh? 3-on-3?
3 on. Yeah. No, it's 5-on-5 because it's playoff overtime.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that how that
Yeah.
works?
Yeah,
So
there's no
so
shootouts.
it's-
shootouts.
They just do overtime until somebody wins.
Oh, really?
I think like the record. What was the record? It happened a couple years ago.
It was
like 6
5
rounds.
overtime.
Dude, I think a
Yeah.
shootout would be kind of lit.
No,
though.
he actually picked me up. I was in the hotel watching that game, and Josh's like, God, I'm outside. I'm like, bro, this game has gone to 5 overtimes.
Yeah, it was like the
It was
second
the Blue
longest.
Jackets and
Yeah.
the Lightning.
Yeah,
it was
the
it was
second
during
longest game in history.
it was during the fake Stanley Cup period.
Yeah.
I still don't consider
Yeah.
the Lightning champions of that year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't even consider them champions last year because
Yeah,
the
with all the
season got
COVID
shortened.
protocols and
And you know, Lightning fans would be like, oh, "No, we won it." You know, you're gonna put an asterisk next to it. That's because it was the hardest to win. No, it was actually the easiest
No, it
to
was
win
the
because
COVID Cup.
because
Everybody
you
had, like,
because
restrictions,
you
yeah.
got 5 months off, which is a whole off season, killed every single team's momentum, and you're calling
right.
yourself the champion.
Was
No,
that the
yeah.
year that?
That's like Jorge Masvidal saying his BMF belt is the actual belt.
Who
Yeah.
won the Stanley Cup in Canada, and then everyone started rioting, like burned the city to the ground.
Bruins.
The
Yeah.
No, it was the Bruins.
It was the Bruins.
and the Vancouver, it was
Bruins and
the
Vancouver.
Canucks,
Oh,
yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
And it also happened in '94 when the Rangers beat the Canucks.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Mm.
That's it.
I think that's probably all we got. Some quick sports talk, some NHL playoff predictions here as well. I made a NHL bet that I don't think is going to go very
What'd you
well.
bet?
I'll show you guys after. I got half the teams. My other buddy has the better half of the team. So we'll look at that after we're done here, but if you guys are still with us here towards the end of this video, make sure you guys do subscribe, hit that green heart as well on Spotify if you listen to us there. And thanks again for tuning in as always. Thanks Noah and Nico for joining us for this special...
No problem. We'll get the back rub competition going for you guys too.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next week. We do have a special guest for next week as well, so make sure you're staying followed. Make sure you tune in for that one, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Catch you later. Peace.
I like how she move it. I like how she move it. I got that new whip. Go get a do trip. I like how she move it. I like how she move it.